Auburn Blitz is now on the air, your daily look into what's happening in Auburn athletics. With your host, Andy Graham, Brett Pritchard, Randy Lee, War Eagle.
Hello, everybody, and welcome into the Friday edition of the Auburn Blitz. Brett and Randy here with you for your lunch hour. We've got a great show ahead of us here. Auburn getting ready to take on Arkansas, first SEC game of the season. Auburn and Arkansas, both 2-1, both similar teams. When I look at this, the way this breaks down, Randy, both have played very similar opponents, I guess, in the first 3 weeks. If you want to break down and the wins and losses and all that good stuff, that's what we're going to do. Our program brought to you by Russell Do It Center and Building Supply Stores, J. Smith Construction and Excavation in Central Alabama Community College. We'll have Wade Bennett on from Radio Free Auburn. We'll also have Jason Caldwell on like we do every Friday from Auburn Undercover. So we got a lot to get to today, but namely we're going to be talking about this game with Auburn and Arkansas, 2:30 kickoff at Jordan-Hare tomorrow. Going to be 90 degrees, going to be a little warm. This is a team Auburn has handled the last 3 or 4 years, Randy, pretty handily. But this is a new year. You can't really look in the rearview mirror. They've got a new team. We've got a new team. A lot of new faces on both, new quarterbacks for both, new offensive coordinators for both. I mean, just completely and totally different. So, but they got Bobby Petrino. They've scored over 30 points in every game they've played so far. So, I think it's going to be a challenge for us.
Well, good Friday afternoon to you, Brett.
Yeah.
Happy birthday.
Oh, thank you, man. I appreciate it.
You're looking younger. I'm going to go ahead and throw that out there so you can have a little bit.
Just went ahead and told a big old lie.
A very good
there,
Friday afternoon.
Yeah.
We got high school football tonight. I did want to start the show today. I went to the Auburn Soccer Complex for the first time last night.
Yeah, I'm glad you did that. Yeah.
Very thankful for the Auburn women's team to invite the Auburn Soccer Club, all of the travel organization there in the Auburn community over, and my daughter's team, her age group, had the opportunity to walk out there with the players and do the national anthem, and it was wonderful. It's a beautiful complex. You can tell that a lot of people have embraced a winner. How often have we said that, Brett?
People will show up for winners.
They will show up for a winner. And I would guess, I don't know how many the home side there at Auburn Soccer.
I watched a lot of it on the SEC Network
maybe two-thirds full.
It was pretty packed.
So a lot of people out. It's a beautiful venue. Vandy was very good.
Auburn gave up their first goal.
They did.
I mean.
Unfortunately, Vandy scores in the 77th minute and ties it up 2-2. So Auburn gets out of there with a tie, so 1 point earned from that one against a very good Vandy program. But it's not just what we're seeing there. I did want to pass along, first off, I'm thankful that they invite our girls out. But secondly, what a beautiful venue. I mean, you walk in. Nice. We parked over at the softball complex, walked down. Just walk directly up that back entrance, and it's wonderful. So I really would prod anyone out there that hasn't been out to one of the soccer games to please go and do it.
I'm glad you brought that up because we haven't really said enough about the soccer program right now as they've vaulted up into the top. Is it top 5 in the country?
I've seen 2 polls that, there's a number of different polls. It's kind of like baseball,
like baseball,
where you got Baseball America and things like that.
Yep.
I've seen them as high as 2.
Okay.
I've seen them as low as 7. So,
but a top 10 team.
Clearly a top 10 team, and probably, on average around that number 5 spot.
And the volleyball team.
Yes.
Both women's programs there doing outstanding. So, yeah, we get so tied up in our football talk this time of year. But let's be honest, Auburn volleyball up until last year, we hadn't really seen much. Here and there spurts, but they've put a great program together. Those girls are playing outstanding. And this soccer team, I know they've been good for a little while, but I don't think we've ever been this good in women's soccer. So kudos to both of those programs. We're going to try to get both of those coaches on the program here in the next few weeks. I want to remind everybody we're going to be at Pepper Tree Steaks and Wine next Friday in Auburn at East Glen. So don't go to the Montgomery location. You won't see us. We'll be in Auburn. And We're going to have our show from there, so we're looking forward to that. Hopefully have some guests out there with us, but you come out and join us. We'd love to see you, love to shake your hand, love to talk to you. I know a lot of you, have said that in the past and wanted us to kind of do some things on location, so we're excited. Talked to Kathy and Paula, and they're really excited. They're going to be cooking ribs down there, like they needed to twist our arm anyway to get down there.
We'll have some Auburn Blitz swag out there. We'll have some tees and some other apparel garments to give away out there. So stop by. You can get a T-shirt while supplies last. Our Lee Apparel business, Brett and I work together on. We'll be supplying those along with Pepper Tree Steaks and Wine. So we'd love to see as many of you as possible.
I think Braden and his group, if they smell the ribs, you better come on.
You and I've been a college student
yes,
before.
you better come on.
We don't get fed like we once did.
No, and they take every opportunity they can. But anyway, do want to talk about that, and we'll talk more about that next week as well. Auburn and Arkansas, again, this is a team I gave you all the stats on. Auburn's had 8 SEC wins in the last couple of years, and 2 of them have been to this Arkansas team. So, one of the things that you look at when you look at this program, I mean, there's a lot on the line here for Arkansas and Auburn, but more for Arkansas because they look at the schedule and they look at where they're sitting and they see an Auburn team that, at 2:30, they feel like they can come in this year and get a win. And Auburn, again, still trying to figure out who they are as well. They need a win because they're closing out a 5-game. This game and next week will be the end of a 5-game stretch at home. Now, they're about to be away from home for the entire month of October. You don't want to end this 2-3. You don't want to have lost 3 of these games. You really don't want to be 3-2. Now, I mean, again, I think if you split these, I don't think anybody would be surprised, but you'd love to get to 4-1 because before the season started, before things kind of shook out, we were talking about, man, if we can get to that Oklahoma game 4-0 and have a chance to win that game, be 5-0 going into a bye week. Randy, they need to win these 2 games at home.
Well, we've talked a lot about it, and there's always, before the season started, this is what we said that we would like to see. Well, the season started, and we kind of know who we are right now. Do we have some ceiling players that we haven't seen as much as I think we can see out of? Absolutely. But have we seen parts of the team, and this is who we're going to be this year? I worry about that. Let me start there, and then we'll go to the positives. Let me start in on the worries. First off, we got a great opportunity on the defensive side of the ball to play much better than we played last week. We didn't play well. Our secondary has been questionable for a few weeks. Our defensive line against Cal played outstanding football, especially Keldrick Falk, who made a number of tackles behind the line of scrimmage, sacks, was all over the field, looked like the 4 semi-5-star that we expected coming out of high school at Highland Home. But this past week, I think we may have had 3 or 4 tackles from the defensive line position all week, and that's against a team that we had to play a majority of our starters the entirety of the game because we were only up 1 score midway through the 3rd quarter.
Right.
So it's not that we were playing a lesser than like Alabama A&M, and we just didn't need to see our players or have the main guys out there making plays. That wasn't the case. We all have got question marks for what's going on in the secondary. It's my biggest concern on Saturday. Bobby Petrino, if you give him openings, I don't like Bobby Petrino any more than any of you do.
Right.
I'm very thankful that Bobby Petrino never became the head football coach at Auburn University. I think it would have been a train wreck the same way that it's been a train wreck.
It would have been one that we missed, thank goodness.
But
we found a bunch of them.
But do I think that guy can call offensive football?
Oh, yeah, he can.
Absolutely, I do. I think he's outstanding when it comes to that. And if you have glaring holes in your defense, he'll expose them. And that's the thing that really worries me about this Auburn team. Now, there's a lot of bright spots to this Auburn team. And there are some players that could step up and take these worries away from me, Brett. But that's where I'll start with it.
Right.
Is Bobby Petrino's offense matched up with our secondary? And the secondary only really plays well when your defensive front's putting pressure.
Could be a nightmare.
Could
be a nightmare. That's something that when you look at it on paper right now, and I was on Gary Harris's show this morning, and he asked me, and I struggled a little bit with it. He said, what are Auburn's strengths right now? And I said, linebackers and running game. If you had to pick two areas, wouldn't you say the running game would be the strength of
It
the
was
offense?
last week, but we haven't needed it to be the strength, and we didn't use it enough against Cal
But
to
I
know if it was a strength against a really good team.
Right, but in lies why I struggled giving him an answer.
Yes.
If I had to pick two sides, if I had to pick an element on both sides, I'm going to go with our running game because we got Jarquez Hunter and Damari Austin back there, and they, and Jeremiah Cobb if you want to throw him into the mix. And then on the defensive side, I think our linebackers as a whole have played the best of anybody. We haven't really seen much out of our defensive line. And our secondary, I think we got guys, some of them playing out of position. Maybe not by choice, but maybe by need. Keontae Scott, we bragged on all last year. And he didn't forget how to play football, but he's not playing nickel and safety this year. He's playing cornerback. It's not his position. Now, does he want to play cornerback? I think he does. Is he a better player for Auburn and this team back at safety? Yeah, he is. So I don't know. Is he having to play corner because of need too? Because we don't have anybody else that can truly step in? That's a whole nother deal. So, yeah, I'm concerned when you got a quarterback. I mean, it's a decent quarterback for Arkansas, but you got an offensive coordinator that knows how to call plays the way Bobby Petrino does. It's going to cause some matchup problems. You can bank on it. We got to get pressure. And you know what? It just doesn't need to be this week. They got to figure out a way to start getting pressure every week. Or you going to get eaten alive in this league.
Well, last week, New Mexico State, 0.
Right.
0 sacks, 3 or 4 tackles by defensive linemen the entire game. They threw the ball all over the park. I think they had 460 yards of offense last week. It's a head-scratcher a little bit on some of the things that you see. I'm not a coach, but I'm a fan, much like most of you that are tuning in out there, Auburn fans, I'm hoping. And there are some bright spots there and I hope that we can expose, say, Falk and McLeod. Both of those guys step up, cause disruptions in the backfield. We'll
talk about these numbers when we come back. We'll have Wade Bennett on the phone with us from Radio Free Auburn as well. So stay tuned. Just getting started here on the Auburn Blitz here on this Friday.
Hi, this is Brian Bice with Bice Motors. With our all-star lineup of Dodge trucks, Jeep, SUVs, and Chrysler cars, we offer the area team dedicated to making your next vehicle purchase a positive experience. Our sales team offers competitive pricing, and we back up all sales with a service department second to none. Bice Motors also offers the area's best selection of pre-owned vehicles. Visit Bice Motors at 2133 Cherokee Road in Alexander City.
Guaranteed lowest price. Buy it at Bice. Bice Motors.
Heritage South Credit Union, your community credit union, is looking for the next hometown hero. Hometown heroes could be first responders, public service workers, community leaders, pastors, community volunteers, or anyone who is making a difference in your hometown. Submit your nominations now online at myhscu.com. And if your nominee is selected, they will get a $100 Visa cash card and a certificate of appreciation from Heritage South Credit Union, your community credit union. Federally insured by the NCUA.
The good guys at Alex City Marine are ready for your boating needs all summer. And now you can get up to $4,500 in rebates on our huge selection of new Landau Tritoons and sacrifice pricing on remaining 23 models. Alex City Marine also has a new fleet of rental boats for fabulous days on the water, whether it's service, new pontoon selections, or rental boats. See the pros the locals know. Alex City Marine on Cherokee Road in Alexander City or online at alexcitymarine.com.
When you need an automotive hero, you got to call S&S Discount Tire Pros. With locations in Alexander City and Dayville, we are here to serve you today. From quick services like oil changes and tire rotations to in-depth automotive repairs such as suspensions, brakes, and tune-ups, S&S can take care of all your tire needs. You just have to focus on what's important and love the drive. Call S&S Discount Tire Pros today. We are automotive heroes, and we are here to serve you.
Looking to transform your outdoor space? Look no further than Bama Sheds. As a family-owned and operated business, we understand your needs. That's why we offer no credit check, rent-to-own options. Enjoy free delivery and setup within 35 miles of our 4 convenient locations. Whether you need a shed, pole barn, garage, or carport, we've got you covered. Visit our website at bamasheds.com or call 256-268-8484. Bama Sheds, where quality meets affordability and your outdoor dreams become reality.
Russell Do-It Center and Building Supply is your headquarters for all the brands contractors know best. We are your local home improvement store with 9 convenient locations throughout central Alabama. We have a huge selection of Weber and Traeger, Pelican coolers, Milwaukee and DeWalt tools, and other top brands. No matter the project, we have you covered with our high-quality lumber and building supplies. From do-it-yourselfers to seasoned pros, Russell Do-It Center and Building Supply has what you need to get the job done.
Get ready to rev up your fall with Adams Motorsports in Montgomery. This season, experience the thrill of the open road like never before. From sleek motorcycles to powerful ATVs to versatile side-by-sides, we've got everything you need to fuel your passion for adventure. Whether Polaris, Suzuki, or Kawasaki, Adams sells and services the best. Go to where the journey begins. Visit us today or online for more information. From East Alabama's first family of power sports, Adams Motorsports of Montgomery.
Let's get serious. Let's get Arctic Air serious. You want your car and truck to live longer, don't you? Well, it's about maintenance. Same thing with Arctic Air. You see the number at the bottom of the screen? Call them right now. Let me tell you something. You want to be comfortable? We all want to be comfortable.
Glenn Smith Chevrolet GMC offers popular full-size trucks with a legacy of strength and durability. Side by side, the new Chevrolet Silverado and GMC Sierra 1500s discounted up to $13,000 off. Or big heavy-duty Chevy and GMC 2500s discounted up to $8,000 off. Rugged durability, powerful engines, and advanced technology. Choose your perfect truck today at Glenn Smith Chevrolet GMC in Opelika.
Get ready to smile.
Welcome back, everyone, to the Auburn Blitz here. Going to go straight to the Eric McKinley Mortgage Pro Hotline. Welcome in our good friend Wade Bennett with Radio Free Auburn. Wade, part of our program every Friday. Brought to you by Sense of Green. And, Wade, we appreciate you being on, buddy.
Yeah, I appreciate being on, and thank you to Sense of Green for air that's cool and clean. Call Sense of Green. $1,000 off right now, right off the top, if you've been waiting for that new system to be replaced. So give them a call or check them out at www.senseofgreen.com.
Well, you can't beat that. I mean,
that's right, man.
Boy,
1,000 bones right there.
With the dumps of this economy, boy, somebody offering $1,000 off something, you better jump. So everybody take advantage of that.
Yeah, they got great financing too and low rates. I don't know how they do it over at Carrier, but they do it.
They're knocking it out.
Call Sense Green.
There you go. Wade, let's dive in. Last week, Hank Brown gets the nod, comes out, and look, does what we all hoped he would do. Look calm in the pocket. Coach Freeze said he graded 100% on his checks at the line of scrimmage. A lot of positive to take out of his first start. Now he'll go into SEC play now. It'll be a lot different. Just kind of your thoughts on last week.
They had to make the change. There was just even no question about it. They had rolled Peyton Thorne out there. I think Jordan Hare would have come unglued. Hank Brown looked good. A lot of people I talked to over the weekend, last weekend, were upset about the defense. Look, guys, you get a good coach like Bronco Mendenhall, who's been around with a good talent at quarterback in today's offensive-centric world, and you can move the ball on people. And Auburn is in no position as a program still, whether people want to accept it or not, to think that they're just going to go out and dominate anybody, unlike a Alabama State or Alabama A&M week in, week out. So I thought it was a good win, and I'm on the side of positive with it. Now, will that roll into this weekend with that kind of momentum? That remains to be seen.
Well, let's talk about this game. I told everybody in the first segment we'll talk about these numbers. Look, and numbers are what they are, but total offense right now for Arkansas. Now they did put up a 70 spot against Pine Bluff, but we put 73 up against Alabama A&M, so you got to wash that out. They've scored over 30 points in the other two games as well. They're number 5 in the country in total offense. number 3 in the conference, and Auburn right now number 22 in the country in total offense, number 6 in the conference. When I look at this defense, the defense is what should be a little bit concerned about as far as the rush game, because offensively for Arkansas, they're number 3 in the conference against running the football, and number 11, and they're number 12 passing in number 3. This is a vaunted offense that Arkansas is going to be bringing in here tomorrow.
Well, it's our old friend, right?
Yep.
Mr. Robert Petrino, the should have been, could have been, and would have been one-time almost Auburn football coach who takes great pleasure in, especially coming into Jordan-Hare Stadium and showing Auburn. The key to this entire game is Auburn creating pressure on Arkansas's quarterback. Heck of an athlete. You can contain him at best running the ball. He's going to have some big runs. But what you can't have is him sitting back there in a Bobby Petrino offense, and we're dropping back in zone continually, and receivers finding open spots, and he's getting the ball to the receivers in chunk plays. If that happens, it's going to be a long, long day for Auburn. If they're not attacking him and attacking that offense, I can promise you Bobby Petrino's going to attack us all day. You got to get after him.
Yeah, hey, Wade, just a little note there. I don't know if you're back in the back somewhere, the phone kind of cutting in and out, kind of starting to sound like a little bit of a robot. And I know you're not a robot, Wade, so just want to give you a note. But heard most of what you were saying about not, dropping back in a zone, letting them pick you apart. Let's look at Arkansas's quarterback, Taylor Green, right now coming into this game. He's thrown for almost 1,000 yards. He's thrown for 800 and plus yards and 5 touchdowns and 2 interceptions so far. So he's going to be able to throw the football around a little bit. Got a good running back, too, that's rushed for almost 400 yards here in the first part of the season. So, again, I told Randy this is you got to turn the page. This is not Arkansas from the last 3 or 4 years that Auburn's handled easily. They've got new faces. We've got new faces, but more importantly, they got Bobby Petrino. Let's just get down to it. What do you think is going to happen tomorrow? I mean, Auburn needs to win this game. I know who we are, but they've got the end of this 5-game home stretch coming up before they go on the road for the entire month of October. They need to win this game badly tomorrow.
I wish I had a clearer picture for a prediction for tomorrow. This is one of the few times where I don't even know where Auburn is right now, truly. And you could just put it up on a board. Auburn could blow out Arkansas. They could get blown out. They could squeak by. It could be an ugly game. It could be a shootout. I don't know until I see it, to be honest with you. I did not like seeing that line at only 3 points. I mean, what happened to Jordan-Hare being this just such an intimidating place to play that we're only a 3-point favor over a team that we blew out last year? Now, I know times have changed in the last 6 months, but you would think as a home field advantage it would have been a little bit more. That's concerning to me. Lines aren't the end-all, be-all, and it'll be won between the lines on the field, but Auburn's going to have to be real careful tomorrow. That's just bottom line. The pressure's on Auburn, in my opinion, as well. What does Arkansas have to lose? What does Sam Pittman already? He knows that if it goes wrong, he's gone. But with all this momentum off the field and recruiting, if Auburn goes out there and lays another California egg, I hate to say it, all Hades is going to break loose outside of the program.
Yeah,
this is almost must win. I can't believe I'm saying that. But the rest of this season, and perhaps the rest of Hugh Freeze's tenure, pivots on this game one way or another tomorrow.
Need to win the ball game for sure. And if you're a 3-point favorite at home, which I think the line's kind of dropped to 2.5, which means that's even worse. But if you're 3 at home, that's basically a push because you get 3 points for a home field advantage. But Wade, we're out of time for you, man. We appreciate it so much every Friday. Real quick, I'll let you close out.
Well, we appreciate it. Get over to RadioFreeAuburn.com. Check out all the latest articles and local polls. Thank you to Sensagreen for air that's cool and clean, folks. Call Sensagreen and tell them that Uncle T-Bone sent you.
Appreciate you so much, Wade. We'll catch up with you next week. Thanks so much, and we'll get to a break. Got more to come right after this.
This is Kathy Holmes with Pepper Tree Steaks and Wine. Jeff Berner and I opened in East Montgomery 25 years ago and have become the premier butcher shop, wine retailer, and caterer in the River region. We are excited to invite you to our newest location at 2459 East Glen Avenue in Auburn, Opelika. We want to become your one-stop shop for the freshest cuts of meat in town, grab-and-go casseroles, gift items, and the best wine selection in the area. Think of us when catering your next event. Check us out online at steaksandwine.com for daily lunch specials and details on upcoming wine tastings and fun events.
What's the verdict?
Can't fix your heat pump. Need a new one.
Uh-oh. What are you thinking?
I'm thinking Daikin.
Call on Kevin Kill in Sunshine Heating and Air at 256-825-4849, Central Alabama's premier Daikin dealer.
So what's he thinking?
Oh, he's thinking Daikin.
Daikin, one of the top selling in the world.
Now I'm thinking Daikin.
Daikin. Comfort for life.
Presley Appliance and Furniture, located on Cherokee Road in Alexander City, is locally owned and operated with over 35 years of experience in the appliance and furniture business. Specializing in Amana, Whirlpool, KitchenAid, and Ashley Furniture, Presley Appliance services what they sell and will make sure you receive top-notch customer service. Call them today at 256-329-9762 or drop by to see them on Cherokee Road in Alexander City. Presley Appliance and Furniture, where they service what they sell.
Passion, the obsession that burns within. Determination, the burning desire to make it. Drive, the motivation to be the absolute best. Skills, the tools to perform at the highest level. Excellence, the feeling of achievement. At Central Alabama Community College, you can release your passion, show your determination, display your drive, and showcase your skills to achieve excellence. Central Alabama Community College, central to you, central to your success.
There's only one option for top-of-the-line aftermarket upgrades on your vehicle, and that's Frontline Outfitters. We offer quality parts, lift kits, custom wheels and tires, bed covers, step bars, and toolboxes that are installed by trained and skilled professionals, to custom powder coating with hundreds of colors and finishes, to the highest quality film for window tinting using state-of-the-art film cutting technology. Call Frontline Outfitters at 256-409-8100. Don't be in the back of the line. Put your vehicle at the front with Frontline Outfitters.
The results are in, and Game Day Men's Health in Auburn has delivered. The certified medical team at Game Day Men's Health wants to help you feel better. Text 334-209-3706 to set up your free testosterone check and consult. Results back in as little as 15 minutes. Tired of feeling tired? Text 334-209-3706 to Game Day Men's Health in Auburn. They make you feel better.
Lake Martin Mobile Detailing is the #1 auto and boat detailing company in Central Alabama. Don't trust your boat or vehicle to just anybody. Hire the professionals. Top-of-the-line ceramic coating, detailing, gel coat restoration, and paint correction gives you the options to take care of your vehicle the right way. Located at 702 McCarty Road in Dable, Lake Martin Mobile Detailing will have you riding in style. Call them today at 256-794-2328 or Superior Automotive and Boat Detailing.
J.A. Smith Construction, licensed general contractor and your trusted choice for land clearing and grading, site work, underground utilities, concrete paving, and material hauling. They also do storm drain installations, fish ponds, and slough dredging. Call Alexander at 256-896-1400 or email asmith@jasmithconstruct.com. No job is too big or too small for J.A. Smith Construction, the top choice for all of your land service needs.
Friday's usually prediction day, so we'll take your predictions on the game. Get them through Facebook, YouTube, send them in, call in, tell us what you want or what your prediction of the game will be coming up tomorrow. I'm with Wade. You and I kind of said that. I don't really know. When you look at Arkansas Pine Bluff, a 70-0 win for Arkansas, and then they lose to Oklahoma State 39-31 in overtime, and then they beat UAB by 10. This is not a very good Arkansas team. I mean, we can spin it and we can talk about offensive numbers and all that, but then on the flip side, we know what we've done. A loss to Cal at home, and 2 wins over teams you should have beat. So don't really know anything about who these two teams are right now. I don't know that you will after this game tomorrow.
Oh, you'll know something.
That's the crazy thing about it.
I feel real good. We'll know.
You think you'll know either way?
Oh, yeah. I know Auburn will know.
Well, I can say this about –
We're going to know – here's what I think we're going to know. If it's going to be Tank City or bearable. We've had some bearable years, even when we win 6 or 7 ball games. We stay in ball games. We don't quit. We don't Florida State it. But then we've had some other years where you lose games like this. I'll never forget. What year was it? Was it 12 when we lost to Arkansas at home?
Yeah, that was awful.
And did we lose like 28-10, something like that?
Was that John L. Smith?
Yes. When we lost that one's when I said, oh, my.
Well, yeah, it was just so bad.
This team's maybe
12's the worst team we've ever seen.
I think this Arkansas team, of course, is better than that one.
Sure.
But
oh, yeah.
But
as a program,
I'm hopeful that we're better, but I got a lot of questions after what I saw with Cal.
So I'm going to throw hypotheticals out there and just let you come back at me and see if this happens. Because you said I think we'll know something after tomorrow, one way or the other. We've blown them out twice now in the last couple of years, and I really felt like after we went to Fayetteville, and of course we found out how bad they were, it didn't give us a good. What if Auburn blows them out tomorrow? What does that tell you?
It tells me we're at least mediocre.
Okay.
That's where I am with the program right now,
Yeah.
Brett. I think it's such a rebuild that when I watch our lines of scrimmage play and I try to match us up week in and week out now, for whatever reason, Auburn can play a game where we play way over our head and give Georgia to the end, kind of like they have with Kentucky last.
You know what? That has to be coaching when you do that.
Yes, but I still look down at the talent level and I go, our talent's not much better than Cal. That's exactly what I left last year when we lose to New Mexico. New Mexico State.
Yeah.
When we lose to New Mexico State last year, I remember the text thread we had. I don't know what game y'all are watching, but their lines of scrimmage are at least as good as ours, if not better.
Right.
And when you watch too many of those, you go, oh, gosh, the rebuild. I've got to buy into this rebuild.
Well, let's be honest about it. Hadn't we been getting offensive linemen from Western Kentucky and Akron and places like that?
Got several out there playing right now.
So
got a Mississippi State and an Akron, and we're leaning on quite a few, and the others are really young. I'm not up here just to knock it. I'm just braced that. But if we win like we have in the past, because you go back to even last year, we were a competitive team.
No,
we lost our bowl game by a few touchdowns, but for the most part, we played Alabama to the end. We played Georgia to the end. We could have easily won 7 or 8 ball games. We're not great, but we're not terrible. We've had moments where we've been bad, real bad over the last 2 years.
So do you think we're worse than we were last year?
I don't see us.
Based on that?
I think our ceiling's a little bit higher, but
I mean, because nobody, and including us, was not thinking that at all, that we would come in and say that we thought we would put a worse product on the field this year than we did last year.
Halfway through that game last week, that's what I was thinking. Yes. I've sat through just about every play in Jordan-Hare Stadium this year, and all the people around me are saying what I'm saying.
That's disappointing, and that should be disappointing on multiple levels because –
well, where do you think – like, if you were to pick where the strength of this Auburn squad is potentially by the end of the year, based off of what you see right now, what do you put hanging your hat on?
I don't know, but I'm gonna go backwards to go forwards first. I know what we were last year, and I know we had a couple close games, but I know that we had Peyton Thorne in there that obviously didn't get any better from this year, and we've put together a better roster, and I just don't think anybody would have said. Now, again, when you get
think the roster's better on defense? I don't.
You don't think it's better on defense?
Not right now. I think there's some young guys like Malik Blockton that I keep going back to that have the potential to be really good. But go and look at production on our defensive line over the first few games. Go and look at it. Outside of one game for Keldrick Falk against Cal and 5 tackles for Jalen McLeod against Alabama A&M, there's no production there.
Was
and
there
the
production last year out of the defensive front?
No, but I'm saying I don't think it's any better.
I know, but I'm just saying
The
that
secondary, I think, is worse.
my whole point is what I'm saying.
I think
is
the
that
secondary is worse.
After we recruited and after hearing Freeze and then going through spring, I think everybody felt like, and he even said it, we're a better team. And Jason Caldwell, who'll be on here in just a minute, said they look. You remember in the spring we had the conversation. He said we look different.
He's telling you that.
Right.
Now we've had games where I get to watch. I'm not a coach, but I get to watch. I'm a fan. I'm sitting on this program because I'm a fan,
that. I'm not.
And I'm giving an opinion.
I'm not arguing about the results.
Do you think we're better on defense?
You're missing my whole point.
Well, you ask a question, so I'm returning it to you. Do you think that we're better defensively?
Currently, right now, no.
Okay.
No, I don't. What I'm saying is, I don't think anybody, and I'm defending all of us, nobody would have said going out of last year, going in this year, you thought we'd have had a worse product. Nobody.
Agree.
That's the
on
thing.
Either side of the
right.
ball.
That's where I'm like, what's going on? Because everybody said in all season it was going to be better, and it looks better.
But I think we always
but we're just
say
saying,
that.
But I do know that we're getting top end players in and better. We're replacing players with better players. They may be younger. They may not be seeing them all on the field.
Buy into a lot
because we're not seeing Joe Phillips and DeMarcus Riddick and those guys yet. Really.
Yeah.
You see what I'm saying? So there could be truth in both statements. The roster's better, but the result isn't better because maybe they're just not ready yet. So anyway, we'll get to Jason Caldwell here. I don't know why it got so complex. That wasn't supposed to be that complex. But
I returned your question.
But I'm confused now on what I said. All right, we'll get to Jason. We'll come back. Stay tuned. More to come right after this.
Introducing Zaxby's new chicken finger tacos. One with pico and creamy chipotle ranch, and the other with bacon and avocado ranch. Chicken experts since 1990. Taco experts since now. Woo, saucy! Zaxby's.
At CNT Electric, our clients are our priority. For the safety and security of your family and home, our technicians are professionally trained, drug tested, background checked, and wear uniforms with name tags. We're proud to have served the Elk City, Dadeville, and Lake Martin areas for the past 10 years. Give us a call at 256-234-0007 for all your electrical service and repair needs, or visit us on the web at www.cntelectricllc.com and spell out the word "and."
WOTM is the television provider for all Alabama High School Athletic Association championship events and special programs. WOTM is your home for the Super 7 football, state finals basketball, baseball and softball state championships, the AHSAA weekly show, and WOTM also produced the first ever football playoff show, Super 7 preview show, and reclassification reveal show. Your exclusive home for all things AHSAA is WOTM. Contact your local cable provider to request WOTM to your channel lineup.
Looking to transform your outdoor space? Look no further than Bama Sheds. As a family-owned and operated business, we understand your needs. That's why we offer no credit check, rent-to-own options. Enjoy free delivery and setup within 35 miles of our 4 convenient locations. Whether you need a shed, pole barn, garage, or carport, we've got you covered. Visit our website at bamasheds.com or call 256-268-8484. Bama Sheds, where quality meets affordability and your outdoor dreams become reality.
Russell Do-It Center and Building Supply is your headquarters for all the brands contractors know best. We are your local home improvement store with 9 convenient locations throughout central Alabama. We have a huge selection of Weber and Traeger, Pelican coolers, Milwaukee and DeWalt tools, and other top brands. No matter the project, we have you covered with our high-quality lumber and building supplies. From do-it-yourselfers to seasoned pros, Russell Do-It Center and Building Supply has what you need to get the job done.
Bucks Island is your boating headquarters. Are you ready to hit the water and go boating this summer? Bucks Island has all kinds of boats, with one sure to fit exactly what you want. Fishing boats, sport boats, pontoon boats, and all with low monthly payments. Call 1-800-I'm-READY. Bucks Island Service Department experts are also here for you to keep your boat in top running condition. Call 1-800-I'm-READY. Don't be left standing on the bank this summer. Visit online at bucksisland.com and don't buy a boat till you get a Bucks quote.
WOTM is the television provider for all Alabama High School Athletic Association championship events and special programs. WOTM is your home for the Super 7 football, state finals basketball, baseball and softball state championships, the AHSAA weekly show, and WOTM also produced the first ever football playoff show, Super 7 preview show, and reclassification reveal show. Your exclusive home for all things AHSAA is WOTM. Contact your local cable provider to request WOTM to your channel lineup.
Lake Martin Funeral Home and Cremation is coming soon to the corner of 280 and 49 North in Dadeville. This new 10,000 square foot facility is conveniently located to serve the residents of the Lake Martin area and its many communities. A branch of Frederick Dean Funeral Home and Crematory in Opelika, Lake Martin Funeral Home and Cremation looks forward to serving your families and your communities, as we have since 1900 at Frederick Dean. 256-750-0381.
Dr. Lisa Daniel is now at Daniel Eye Care. Dr. Lisa Daniel has been serving the Auburn Opelika community for over 20 years. Dr. Daniel specializes in glasses and contact lens, children's eye exams, treatment of eye diseases, and LASIK consultation. At Daniel Eye Care, we strive to treat our patients as we want to be treated, with compassion, integrity, and personalized attention. Come see Dr. Lisa Daniel at 1955 Opelika Road or call us at 821-8889. Daniel Eye Care. Find your focus.
Introducing Zaxby's new chicken finger tacos. One with pico and creamy chipotle ranch, and the other with bacon and avocado ranch. Chicken experts since 1990. Taco experts since now. Woo, saucy! Zaxby's.
Welcome back, everyone, to the Auburn Blitz. Let's go to the Eric McKinley Mortgage Pro Hotline. Welcome in Jason Caldwell from Auburn Undercover. As always, Jason, good to hear from you on a Friday, buddy.
Absolutely, guys. How are y'all?
Man, we're great. We're great. Auburn gets the win last Saturday over New Mexico. Rainstorm blows in, but the storyline was Hank Brown. Hank Brown did, I think, what we all hoped he would do and go out and perform and look the part, look poised back there. And Coach Freeze was impressed with his, him reading at the line of scrimmage and all of his checks at the line and graded out 100. So he takes a lot of positivity going into this week against Arkansas.
Yeah, absolutely. I thought, we talked about it. I was like, the one thing I wanted to see was just play within the framework of the offense. And I thought Hank Brown did a really good job of that. Not trying to do too much. He had a couple of shots down the field that he took. And, you can see he's the best deep ball thrower that Auburn has, and that may come into play this week because I think Arkansas is going to absolutely bring the house a bunch on Saturday, and there's going to be some of those one-on-one opportunities down the field, and so I think we're going to see some more of those chances. But I still think it comes within play within the framework of the offense. You mentioned the 100% on run checks. That's going to be an important thing because just direction, running away from a front, avoiding negative plays is going to be so important for Auburn's offense because you just can't live in third and long. That's where Arkansas is going to try to keep Auburn, and you got to be able to have success on first downs tomorrow.
Jason, we've talked about the young wide receivers until myself, you, and everyone else is blue in the face. I'm more interested in some of the other younger guys. Do we expect to see more playing time out of some of the younger linebackers, defensive linemen? Talk about some other guys that we may start seeing a little more of as the season moves on.
Yeah, we've already seen a lot more of Malik Blockton, and he's a guy that's earned those things. I don't know any of the other young guys other than maybe a Jamata Waller. Might start to see a little bit more of him depending on how this thing goes. Amaris Williams was kind of the next guy, a little banged up this week, so we don't know the extent of that one, but looks kind of doubtful for him. And so I think you look at linebacker, maybe a DeMarcus Riddick a little bit, but I think it's Robert Woodyard probably is the guy we start to see maybe a little bit more of. Robert Woodyard's played really good on the edge, and now this week you get Taylor Green, who's a really athletic quarterback, and I think Woodyard, maybe Eugene Asante, maybe a little bit more of those guys this week against that speed. But Arkansas can bludgeon you with a big running back too, and so they're going to need those interior defensive linemen, especially. Those guys are going to have to play much better moving forward, and this is the first of a bunch of tests in a row for those guys to see how they respond.
You brought up Robert Woodyard. What changed for him, Jason? He's been there for a while. Again, I know it takes some guys, a few years. I think a lot of people are just more impatient, expecting immediate return when somebody gets there. But, he has been a bright spot on that defense. I don't think a lot of people expected to see him play very much this year.
Yeah, I think a couple things. He comes in and had a knee injury his senior year, and so you come in and you're basically a year behind that first year where you're just kind of recovering and coming back. So you kind of start off in the hole, and then, for young guys, and really for this entire defense, and we can talk about this entire team. You look at it in, offensive-wise, offensive coordinators, I think it's 4 in 3 years because you had 2 the last year. Brian Harsin had 1 last year, 1 this year. So you've kind of had all these different mixed bags. Same thing defensively. This is the 3rd guy in 3 years for a guy like Robert Woodyard. And I think for him, the maturity, growing up, and just learning more about the game has been a good thing. And then I think he's been healthy for a year and a half. So it's allowed him to get stronger, back to his speed, and he's in great shape. And so I think as much as anything, it's been time and then the maturity to kind of realize what you know and how to make that work on the field.
Jason, only a couple of spots left open recruiting-wise. Give us a rundown where we currently stand, who we're currently still after, and let everybody know where you're going tonight, Parker versus Carrollton, I believe.
Yep. Obviously you're looking quarterback's really the big spot. Deuce Knight expected to be back again, and then supposed to take a visit next weekend as well. If he's at Auburn 4 of 5 weeks, I find it really hard to believe that he doesn't wind up in this class. So I think right now it's just a matter of him being able to tell Notre Dame no, and it's a hard thing to do. It's really hard to tell somebody no, and so I think that's kind of what you're waiting on right now with a guy like Deuce Knight. But when you look and there's a big-time wide receiver that's going to be on campus, 5-star that's committed to Alabama from the state of Mississippi that's friends with Deuce. And you start looking at a guy like Caleb Cunningham, and, okay, what does it look like potentially this weekend? You can make some plays in the passing game, and Deuce were to go, hey, I'm ready to go. Auburn has been in the picture with Caleb Cunningham the entire time. And if you could add him, to the group, that'd be huge. But I think you're looking at Thayer, still offensive lineman, Andrew Babalola, offensive tackle, 5-star, still a guy that still in the picture, still recruiting for Auburn. And so those are some spots there. And then there's some other guys. There's a defensive lineman that's committed to the Tennessee out of St. Francis Academy up in Maryland, where Auburn currently has 3 kids committed. He's supposed to be on campus as well. So there's a few of those spots remaining. And because of the roster, 105 potentially, you may have bigger classes, so there may be a few more spots than even people might realize in this class. So that's part of that. And then tonight you have Parker Carrollton. Parker has Jordan Crawford, Auburn big-time defensive tackle commitment. Naeem Alford, the number 1 player in the state. And on the other side, Tim Merritt's committed to Miami. A couple of young guys to watch. And then Carrollton, obviously, on the other side. Juju Lewis committed to USC. Got a corner committed to USC, a safety in 26 committed to Texas. There'll be a bunch of guys on the field tonight in downtown Birmingham. Yeah,
you're going to a really, really good one there, Jason. Well, look, safe travels out there tonight. We always appreciate you being on Fridays, and looking forward to the game tomorrow. We'll catch up with you next week, okay?
Thanks, guys. Appreciate it.
Thanks so much. Jason Caldwell with Auburn Undercover, always covering the Tigers to
He's
the
the
T.
best.
So, no doubt.
Christian right there with him, too.
Yep.
We're lucky to have him.
Yep, no doubt about it. All right, up against the final break of the show. One more segment coming up right after this.
J.A. Smith Construction, licensed general contractor and your trusted choice for land clearing and grading, site work, underground utilities, concrete paving, and material hauling. They also do storm drain installations, fish ponds, and slough dredging. Call Alexander at 256-896-1400 or email asmith@jasmithconstruct.com. No job is too big or too small for J.A. Smith Construction, the top choice for all of your land service needs.
For air that's cool and clean, call Sensi Green. For air that's cool and clean, care about the air you breathe, call Sensi Green.
Turn to the experts at Sensigreen and find out how to get up to $1,000 in carrier cool cash rebates. Visit Sensigreen.com today to be worry-free when it comes to your home comfort and indoor air quality.
For air that's cool and clean, care about the air you breathe, call Sensi Green.
SignSource is your local vendor for commercial and residential sign manufacturing and installation. We offer all kinds of lighted and non-lighted signage, from retail signs, LED message centers, event banners, vehicle wraps, the whole spectrum. We also offer service and repair on existing signs, as well as retrofitting to LED or installation of outsourced signage. We have the knowledge necessary to fulfill all of your signage needs in the short or long term. Visit signsourcenow.com to get started.
EnviroCare is the standard in East Central Alabama for all your pest control and termite needs. EnviroCare exclusively offers Centricon termite colony elimination system that is the industry's most effective termite control to protect your home year-round. The EnviroCare team's service is also the standard for our customers. From eliminating home pests to superior termite control, nobody cares like EnviroCare, serving Lake Martin and East Central Alabama. Folks around these parts have known for a long time that Walls Tire, just a mile past the bridge on Highway 280, is your #1 stop for automotive service and repair. At Walls Tire, you'll always find quality service at a fair price on everything from AC, name brand tires, big or small repairs, routine maintenance, towing, and more. When your car or truck needs to run right, there's one place in the area to go, conveniently located and easy to find. Walls Tire, just a mile past the bridge on Highway 280.
Grain and Leaf, located at 6068 Highway 63 South, is Lake Martin's premier boutique-style bottle shop with a unique array of sophistication for everyone. Appropriately named for its exclusive selection of top spirits, wine, and craft beer, Grain and Leaf also has a number of fine cigars for you to choose from. They also carry the full line of Hornsby Farms assorted jellies and pottery. Open 10 to 7 Monday through Saturday and noon to 5 on Sundays, Grain and Leaf is your premier shop in the Lake Martin area.
Announcing Camping World's Inflation Buster camping program. You can now get into a new RV starting at just $98 a month. We won't let the economy steal your camping season. Take advantage of this very limited time offer and lock in your low monthly payment today.
Passion, the obsession that burns within. Determination, the burning desire to make it. Drive, the motivation to be the absolute best. Skills, the tools to perform at the highest level. Excellence, the feeling of achievement. At Central Alabama Community College, you can release your passion, show your determination, display your drive, and showcase your skills to achieve excellence. Central Alabama Community College. Central to you. Central to your success.
Go ahead and mark your calendars, sports fans. The Alabama State Games are returning to the Magic City of Birmingham, Jefferson County, and surrounding communities June 13th through the 15th, 2025. We're talking about 20-plus sports open to athletes of all ages and abilities. The 42nd Alabama State Games will be something to behold. Mark your calendars now and be ready to go when registration opens. Visit alagames.com and follow us on Facebook and Instagram for more exciting announcements. Welcome back, everyone, to the Auburn Blitz final segment here. A lot of comments have come through the show. It's been a fast show. Craig said DBs are definitely struggling. Don't know how to turn around and find the ball. Run defense hasn't been terrible. G said, what kind of defense are we running? Looks like every run play is on the second level before anyone touches them. Steve says, how number one in the secondary? So it looks like number one in the secondary is awful. Rest of the secondary not good either. I guess there's no depth, question mark. Dean said he saw Hank Brown and Byron's on Wednesday, very cordial and polite to everyone, and then retreated to the table with the other gentleman for a Bible study, quality young man. Dean said 28-20 Arkansas. Sorry to make that prediction, but thanks for the happy birthday shout-out, Jonathan. And G said, talent-wise, I think we are better, but no production yet.
Well, okay, G's point, who was a great defensive lineman in his own right, got a family full of them. We got one playing for us tonight that we're going to be cheering for highly to continue to play the way, and we want to add him to an Auburn class in the years to come. So, G, keep prodding Caleb along to end up being an Auburn Tiger. But we don't have production coming from the defensive line. And for those of you that have never heard us do a broadcast together, one of the things I like to sit on is if I haven't called your name in 2 or 3 quarters and you're playing high school football, you're not very good. No. I mean, I'm sorry. I could spin it some other way, especially if you play on the defensive front, because you're going to find your way 2 plays if you're giving effort.
Right.
It's just going to happen. You're going to be a better athlete than the majority of who you're lined up against. And right now when I watch Auburn play, it's the same. I mean, we got guys that only have a couple of tackles on the year that we were depending heavily on. Isaiah Rakes being one, Philip Bleedy being another. I can keep going down the list.
He made a play last week.
I think he's got 2 tackles on the season.
I mean, how does that happen?
Well, you know, you're just plugging a hole. You're not productive. You're plugging a hole. And so, yeah, there's a lot of question marks that go into that. And DBs, it's easier said than done to turn your head. I know that in a lot of regards when you're in man coverage, you're taught not to. You're taught to play, play the hands of the receiver when he's going up and try to knock it away. But you got to have perfect timing to do that.
Let me ask you a question on the defensive line. We play a 3-man front a lot of times. I'd like to know production off a 3-man line versus a 4-man line tackles from the amount of tackles that come from a defensive line that has a 4-man front versus a 3-man front, because it's almost – I just thought about something you said. You said Philip Bleedy, Isaiah Rakes, they're plugging holes. They're just engaging a lineman, right? And like what G said, it's like they're getting to the second level before anybody's making a tackle. Is that the strategy? Is that what we're trying to do on run plays? Are we trying to tie the lineman up so our linebackers can come up and make plays? I mean, I'm asking a question I don't know the answer to. I don't know the strategy on that.
Well, I think the Terrence Cody types, if you've got the ability to have a guy that can take on 1-2 and not allow that center or others get into to the second level to make blocks, that's always been the selling point. But you got to have a guy that's perfectly fit for that, and they still got to be productive, though.
But my dad and your dad complain about 3-man. As soon as they see a 3-man front, it's like, ugh, and a lot of people feel that way. Now, I know you have to have special guys, but I think sometimes when you run a 3-man front, you got to have 3 dominant guys up there. I don't know that we got 3 dominant guys to be running a 3-man
Or
line.
I can spin this in another way. You don't have a lot of confidence in your secondary. And you don't have a lot of confidence in your
So you're having to drop people back.
Yes.
It all goes hand in hand, and it's not that easy. You look at it and go, well, you're going to need to put 4 or 5 up there. And then you're like, well, okay, if you do that, you're going to leave guys on an island by themselves. And, you're not having to, you're not dropping people back and helping and cut. I don't know the answer to it, man. I do know this. You got to figure out a way to get more pressure. That's what – Craig said it. We've all said it. That helps your secondary if you can get pressure. But if you're having to add 2 or 3 more extra guys up there to do it, now I don't know that is helping your secondary.
Your linebackers and those type of players have got to be really good in coverage, more so now than ever.
Absolutely.
You and I have watched DeMarcus Riddick play football, and I don't think he's ready. I don't want to throw him to the wolves. But the skill set that I've seen with DeMarcus over the years is that against the passing game, sideline to sideline mobility and playing pass coverage is his strength. Watching him in 7-on-7 action, watching him not only in 7-on-7 with padded play, and we've seen him every year. Brett and I've seen him every year since he was a freshman in high school. I never thought he was a thumper.
No.
But I thought when he was put in space to close ground and make plays in the passing game,
he could do that.
He was outstanding with that.
To the point they move into the secondary.
And I don't know how good our others are without breaking down film and seeing what we do in intermediate passing and how well we defend with our linebackers. But that must be part of it, too, in today's game. And for whatever reason, when you leave a game like we left last weekend with 0 sacks, it's a head scratcher because they threw it all over the park.
All right, real quick, you just tell me yes or no. Vanderbilt at Missouri, who wins that one?
Missouri.
I don't guess that was a yes or no question, was it? Did you tell me the right team?
Missouri.
All right, Missouri. All right, UCLA at LSU.
LSU.
Florida at Mississippi State.
Who cares?
Somebody better.
Both are dead men.
If Florida don't win that one, he will be fired.
I think Mississippi State beats them.
Ooh, that's nasty.
That's how bad they are.
Georgia Tech at Louisville.
Who cares?
Tennessee at Oklahoma.
Tennessee.
Big.
And if they win, everybody brace for what's about to come with Tennessee. I think they've got something being built over there that they can add to.
All right, all the happy birthdays, I won't read them all, but thanks for the jab there, Andy. You know, he gives a little description of who it is. Yep, Mouth South. I appreciate it. Thank you, Andy. I'll get you. Just hold on. It's coming. So, all right, it's going to wrap it up for this edition of the Auburn Blitz. We'll be back with you next week for more Auburn Blitz and other Sports Blitz programming. For Randy Lee, I'm Brett Pritchard saying we've enjoyed it. Well, see you next week.